Hello everyone. Welcome back to Twilight Tales, your last stop before the nightmares begin. If you're new here, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this story with someone you know will never sleep the same again. Now, turn off the lights, put on your headphones and make sure you're alone, or at least you think you are. Tonight's tale is called Mysterious Sounds in an Empty House. It began with a phone call. Marla had just moved into her new rental, a 3-story Victorian house that sat like an old secret at the edge of a wooded cul-de-sac. She wasn't a believer in ghosts or spirits or any of that paranormal crap. She was practical, grounded, the kind of woman who read home inspection reports like bedtime stories and knew the difference between foundation settling and something to worry about. The house had been on the market for 6 years. 6. Red flag, maybe, but to her that just meant a great deal. And at $200 a month for that much square footage, it was a steal. The owner, an old man who refused to meet in person, offered her a discount if she could move in within a week. She did. Everything was perfect. At first, the creaks didn't bother her. That's just old houses being old houses. The occasional bang from the attic, squirrels, drafts rattling the window panes, simple physics. She even laughed the first night she heard the whispering, thought it was wind weaving through cracks in the molding. Then came the phone call. It was 3:13 a.m. Her cell lit up from the nightstand, buzzing against the wood like it was trying to warn her. Unknown number. She let it ring. It stopped. Rang again. Same number. This time she picked up, irritation already brewing in her voice. Hello? Silence. Not the kind where someone's just hesitating, but the kind where you can feel someone there, listening, breathing. She waited 5 seconds, then 10, about to hang up. And then came the whisper. Why did you come back? The voice wasn't male or female. It wasn't even right. It sounded wet, like it had crawled out of a throat full of black water. Marla stared at her screen. The call had ended. Her room, still dimly lit by the bedside lamp, now felt tight, too quiet. She got up and checked every window, every door. Locked. Nothing unusual. She didn't sleep the rest of the night. The next day, she convinced herself it was a prank. New phone number, new town, probably some bored kids. But things started happening that made even her logical mind stumble. Footsteps echoed from the second floor while she was cooking breakfast on the first. Not a shuffle, not creaking. Footsteps, measured, slow, deliberate. She ran up the stairs with a carving knife gripped tight, calling out, "If someone's up here, I swear to God." Empty. Every room, every closet. She checked again, and again. Nothing. That night. It started again, but not just the call. She was brushing her teeth when she heard a knock from inside the bathroom wall. She froze, toothpaste foaming in her mouth, listening. One knock, pause, 2 more. Then something whispered again, barely audible. "You shouldn't be here." She spat, rinsed, and bolted from the bathroom. She slept in her car that night. The next morning, her curiosity overtook her fear. She scoured the house room by room, wall by wall, found a loose panel in the hallway behind a bookshelf, the kind you'd miss if you weren't looking for it. Behind it, a staircase led downward, but that didn't make sense. The basement door was on the other side of the house. This was another staircase, one that twisted down into the dark like it was leading into something far older than the house itself. She stood there, flashlight shaking in her hand. "Nope," she muttered and slammed the panel shut. That night, the phone rang again. Same time, 3:13 a.m., same number. She picked up, heart pounding. "Why did you come back?" The voice rasped again. She screamed into the phone. "I've never been here before. Who the hell are you?" This time, the voice chuckled. Low. Guttural. "Wrong. We remember your screams." The line went dead. The next few nights, she didn't sleep. She started hearing footsteps in her room. Not above, not below. In. She'd wake up to the scent of something foul, like rotting earth. The smell would disappear by morning. Objects began to move. Small things at first. Her keys. Her toothbrush. Then a chair was dragged to the center of the living room while she was in the shower. Every window she locked at night would be opened by dawn. And worse, she started hearing singing. Not beautiful, not melodic. It was off-key, childish, like a kid humming the same phrase over and over. Down the stairs and through the dark, hands will grab and leave a mark. She recorded it one night, playing it back to convince herself she wasn't insane. But in the recording there was no humming, just her own breathing, and a second breath right beside her. She moved out that morning, packed everything she could and left the rest. She moved in with her sister 2 towns over, swearing she'd never step foot in that house again, and she didn't. But she didn't have to, because the sounds followed her. It started subtly, the same old creaks, the same whispers. Her sister brushed it off as trauma-induced hallucinations. She even booked her a therapy appointment. But the therapist's office went cold during their first session. He asked her about the voice on the phone. She hadn't mentioned the voice to him. When she asked how he knew, he smiled, a too wide smile, and whispered, "You shouldn't have come back." She ran, leaving the office door swinging behind her. Her sister tried to help. She believed Marla was unraveling. But that changed one night when she heard it too. The footsteps, the whispers, the scratching in the walls. They called the police. The house was searched top to bottom, nothing. But the officers didn't stay long. One of them excused himself to the bathroom, then screamed so loud it echoed through the entire street. He claimed something had reached through the mirror and tried to pull him in. He quit the force the next day. Marla tried to burn the house down, drove back to the old place, lit a trail of gasoline from the porch to the basement, and tossed in a match. Nothing caught fire. Nothing. The match went out mid-air, as if the darkness itself swallowed it. She screamed at the house, "What do you want from me?" And the front door slowly creaked open, not blown by wind, not jostled by shifting foundation. It opened, inviting her in. She didn't go inside. Not then. But she started seeing things out of the corner of her eye. Shapes in mirrors that didn't belong. Her name being whispered when she was alone. And the worst part, the sound of a second heartbeat in her chest, like something was syncing with her, beating with her, beating inside her. She went to the hospital, demanding scans, tests, blood work, anything. The doctors found nothing, but they kept her overnight for observation due to her erratic behavior. That night, a nurse disappeared. She was last seen entering Marla's room. Only her shoes were found, covered in ash, left right next to the bed. Marla didn't speak for a week. Then she started drawing. Dozens of pages, black ink spirals, stick figures screaming, doorways and walls that bled red, a staircase leading into a mouth. When asked what the drawings meant, she said only one thing: "I never came back. I never left." No one understood what she meant until her sister looked up the house's history. There was no rental agreement, no record of ownership, no deed. The address didn't even exist in public records. And the worst part, when they drove back to find it, there was nothing there. No house, just a field of dry, cracked earth. The neighbors swore nothing had stood there for years. No Victorian, no basement, nothing. Marla broke that day, stared at the empty lot and whispered, "But I hear them. I hear them still. And if you listen closely, maybe you can hear them too. The knocking behind your walls. The whisper at 3:13 a.m. The singing in the dark, off-key and slow. Down the stairs and through the dark, hands will grab and leave a mark. Maybe you've heard it before. Maybe you were there too. Maybe you never left. Maybe you just forgot. Sleep well, if you can. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share if you made it to the end. We'll be waiting, right behind the walls. Until next time, this has been Twilight Tales.